Angela Merkel has warned there is no certainty European Union leaders will be able to reach an agreement on the bloc's next long-term budget and coronavirus bailout package. The German Chancellor claimed she could not guarantee the support of every EU member state for the proposals put forward by European Council President Charles Michel ahead of Friday's leadership summit in Brussels. She said, "I don't know if we will reach an agreement. It is still not sure and the path remains long." Mrs. Merkel, the head of the EU's rotating presidency, is set to play a major role in bringing European prime ministers and presidents together during their first face-to-face meeting since the pandemic exploded access the continent. Mr. Michel last week presented plans for the EU's next 7-year budget of €1.074 trillion and a recovery fund of €750 billion to send aid to pandemic-stricken economies across the bloc. Under European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen's blueprint, the bloc would hand out €500 billion in grants and €250 in loans. The package will require unanimous support from all of the EU 27's leaders in order to be approved. It faces significant opposition from Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte, who is a senior member of the so-called Frugal Four of fiscally conservative northern member states, who has insisted the attachment of political conditions before the fund is accessed. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte warned southern capitals would not be able to back proposals containing strict conditionality. He said Rome was happy for EU institutions to monitor its economic reforms but suggested excessively stringent conditions would be counterproductive. He said, "It's not in anybody's interest to introduce conditionality that would compromise the support of the program or give it scarce practical impact." Mr. Conte held talks with Mrs. Merkel yesterday at the German leaders' Meseberg retreat just north of Berlin. Talks in the European Council's Europa building are set to get underway on Friday, with some diplomats believing the negotiations could run through into Sunday if a deal is not found. Pressure is on the EU's leadership to reach an agreement with the bloc facing its worst recession since the Second World War.